Welcome to the Loungers Podcast. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Loungers Podcast. Glad to be here. I hope everybody's doing good. Had a good weekend. And, man, it's been a long weekend for me because, well, it all started Friday. So, let me tell you that story before we get on with the main podcast here. Before I do, if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the Lounge. And be sure to share with your friends on all your social sites. If you're listening to this on Spreaker, hit that follow button and follow us so you don't miss any other podcasts that we do in the future. And then also back on YouTube, make sure you tap on that bell, set your notifications, that way you don't miss anything. My gosh, Friday, the bathroom floor decided to sink in more and more. Well, the floor's been messed up for a long time. Like, I knew it, like it had a soft spot and we needed to fix it. But I thought, well, I'm going to hold out until it warms up and then we'll, I'll pull the carpet, I'll pull whatever, cut out the bad stuff, put in new. Well, that didn't work out. We had to do it this weekend. And, I tell you what, plywood is expensive. For one piece of plywood, 4 foot by 8 foot, 4 wide, 8 tall, or long, whatever, was over $40. But you're talking 3/4 inch plywoods, some thick stuff. So I had to go get that. And of course got some 2x4s for another project I got going. Going to be remodeling the office here, getting it to my standards, right? But anyways, we finally got it done. We started on Friday, did not get done until late Sunday. But it was so bad, the pipe that comes up that the toilet sits on, the floor was rotted out so bad that pipe was picking up all the weight. Like the toilet, and of course when someone would sit on the toilet, normally the floor picks that up, not the pipe. Well, I'm just glad that toilet didn't decide to fall all the way through. Luckily, that lead pipe held up the weight. That's the good thing. So, that is what my weekend gave me. That's what I had all weekend. So, you got to do what you got to do. That's just the way it is. But, anyways, let's move on to the main podcast here, the main story. And that is Jesse Weeks of Hunted and Confronted took me on his video on Facebook. And I'll tell you what, guys, I was very honored to be on that video, that show, whatever you want to label it as. And I just want to talk a little bit about that. By the way, you can find that link down below in the description if you want to go watch that with me and him on there talking. And me and him both was just keeping things straight, keeping it how it really is. Like he said, me and him were kind of alike, because he sees things the way I see it. I don't sit here and ponder on talking about people or making stories up about people or going on all these different, all around YouTube, doing all the drama and all that. We just don't do the drama. And, like he said, we've all made mistakes. He's made mistakes. I've made mistakes. And, you know what? We're human. We're meant to make mistakes every now and then in our life. Or how do we learn from it? If you do something wrong every day and you don't know that it's wrong, are you ever going to stop doing it? No. The only way stop doing something that's wrong as if you know it's wrong and if you know it was a mistake that you made. Admit your mistakes and change it. Right? That's what Jesse said. He said, yes, it's admitting it, and it's also changing and not making that same mistake again. Right? So, that's something to think about. And you know, something else that I tell people. We always talk about change in life and changing the world and all this. But the reality of it is this. We can't change the world. It's the world that changes us. It's what goes on in the world that changes us. And everybody thinks that we're changing the world. We're not changing the world. We might be able to change what happens in the world. In our life. But in reality, it is the world changing us. Right? That's the way I see it. But I had a good time on that show. It was a good time. You know, I support these guys. They're out there doing what they can do to keep kids safe. To keep your kids safe. Your teenagers, you know, from being hurt. And to me, that's heroic. Heroic to me is when you're saving lives and changing lives. That's heroic. What they're doing, it's heroic. So, Jesse, I appreciate you, man. You're a good dude. And, yeah. Okay, so, the other thing before I go. Jesse Weeks, here in the next day or so, sometime this week, we're going to be getting together either way. And he's going to be coming on the show. It's going to be a great show. Maybe he can answer, you know, some questions. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to answer questions, he can. If he just wants to, you know, hang out and talk a little bit about how things are going, that's fine too. You know, we'll have our mods in there keeping things good. You know, keeping out all the hate and the drama and all that stuff. Got a lot of good mods that, you know, you guys do a really good job. So it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good time. It's always awesome to have, you know, someone come in that's, you know, does things the way that Jesse and them do it. And you know, it's not just Hunted and Confronted. You know, there's others out there too. And I need to have Jesse honestly really send me their names so I can start giving them some notice, you know, and letting people know about them, because there's some other good teams out there working hard every day to keep our kids safe, and that means a lot. It really does. So y'all get ready for that. Tonight we got our live coming up at 8 o'clock. That's in about an hour. Raising awareness for bullying. We're supposed to have a guest speaker, so hopefully that's still in effect. And yeah, so I appreciate all you guys. You guys stick around, and I'll see you here in just a little bit. Shout out again to Hunted and Confronted. Keep doing what you do, because that's what makes a difference in the world, people. That right there. I'm outie.